This is the second in a series of videos by members of St Mary's Church, Woodham Ferrers, looking at the reconstruction of our Doom painting. Last time we looked at heaven, which is the left-hand side of the picture. Next time we're looking at Jesus. Today we're looking at hell, which is the right-hand side of the picture.
Hell in the picture looks like the mouth of a fish, except that it has ears. So maybe it isn't a fish, it's a wolf. But look at the size of it. I seem to think that it could be a whale, which is on the form of like a sea monster, but because of the size of it, to accommodate all these people, I believe it is based on a whale. It's the stuff of nightmares, isn't it? It gives me nightmares anyway.
And I have a problem with that. To be honest, it was the main thing you could see in this church for hundreds of years. They were trying to frighten people into submission. They were deliberately giving people nightmares. This is not what we're about. We're all about love.
I'm interested in the monk and the nun on top of the mouth of hell. Are they doomed? Maybe for being a couple when they shouldn't have been. Or are they praying for the people going in?
We've been thinking about how long hell might last. Some people believe it takes no time at all. This is called instant annihilation. John Stott said, "I find the concept of eternal conscious punishment in hell intolerable and do not understand how people can live with it without either cauterizing their feelings or cracking under the strain."
But other people believe that hell lasts forever. So here's some words from the Puritan writer, Thomas Watson. "Oh, eternity, if all the body of earth and sea were turned to sand, and all the air up to the starry heaven were nothing but sand, and a little bird should come every 1,000 years and fetch away in her bill but the 10th part of a grain of all that heap of sand, what numberless years would be spent before that vast heap of sand would be fetched away. Yet if at the end of all that time the sinner might come out of hell, there would be some hope. But that word ever breaks the heart. The smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever." And I don't read those words in order to try and make us afraid, but because that would be the sort of thinking and the sort of preaching that people looking at that painting would probably have heard for hundreds of years.
And we've been thinking about what hell is like. Sartre said, hell is other people. But maybe hell is being entirely alone. I was always taught that hell is the absence of God. Jesus puts it like this in Matthew 13. "The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whoever has ears, let him hear."
Is that a monkey or a bald cat? Also, why is there a nude bishop on the swing? This gives us much for our imagination.
And then we want to ask, who goes to hell? So in our picture, there are all sorts. Yes, there is a nude bishop on a swing. There's also a king who is among those that are going here into the mouth of the whale or fish or wolf. But who goes to hell? Rowan Williams, who used to be the Archbishop of Canterbury, said this: whether anybody ever gets to that point, I have no idea. I hope almost no one does. That almost everyone is confronted in their last moment with the good news of Jesus and chooses to trust and believe. Of course, I can hope for that, said Archbishop Rowan, but never be sure that that's the case. Ultimately, we don't know, but it's not a bad thing to hope that there will be few people in this nightmare scenario. If you know somebody who has died, I think give them the respect and the charity to hope for the best for them, because we have a very merciful God. We can be quite sure that being a sinner doesn't mean you have to go to hell. Otherwise, everybody would be there. We've all sinned, big sins or little sins, but Jesus died for sinners. God is a generous God.
The most important thing about hell is that God doesn't want anybody to go there. Here's Ezekiel 33, verse 11. Say to them, as I live, declares the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but I long that the wicked turn from their way and live. Turn back from your evil ways. For why will you die, O house of Israel?